All right, welcome to the video here. We're going to be going over V2 of the slider presets here. This one is a little bit interesting. It's funner to play, but the problem here is that when it's funner to play, the trade-off is you probably have to bring the periods down a little bit or pretty much a lot. I can't even cap right now. Yeah, you got to bring the periods down a lot. So essentially, what you have to do here is these sliders that you're seeing here on this video, they're more ideal for a 10-minute period length. It's really good at 10 minutes. It could be hit and miss with 15 minutes, but 20 minutes is just too long. Especially if you play offline modes or sometimes you just like to watch the CPU play. 10 minutes is probably the best thing to go. And to be honest with you, that is the litmus test here that I use um, to know if the gameplay is good. If the CPU could keep the shots averaging at 10 shots a period, even if it's lower than that, then I know, okay, we got a true realistic sim here, right? If it's like 15, 17, you know, getting close to that 20 shot threshold, then yeah, the sliders are not good for 20 minutes or for whatever time, right? It should be an average of eight shots. I mean, if you could get it to 8 shots, that's the sweet spot. 10 is it's not bad, but 30 shots a period, most teams now they're not allowing that much. But I came across a realization. I think we all know this. I mean, we've realized this for a couple of years now. EA needs to start, at the very least on offline modes, allowing the users to create their own experience. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you'll see here in the stats at the end of this period that I'm going to play, the time on attack for the user tends to be super high, like 3-to-1 ratio. So 3 minutes to 1, 6 minutes to 2 minutes for the CPU. And the reason why, in theory, right? I don't work at EA. I don't know how they program this game, but from what I can see, it seems like they just programmed the AI to just go into the zone and just shoot the puck. No playmaking, no strategy really. It doesn't really look like they have a strategy. They just skate into open ice and they just shoot the puck. Maybe they'll get a rebound. Maybe they'll program a goal every now and then, ice tilt, even though they say that doesn't exist. And I think it's time for them to really just go to the sim gameplay, right? Now, obviously, you can't really do that on, offline modes like Hut, where you're playing like 3 minute periods. Obviously, there has to be a more arcadish feel to the gameplay. But for offline modes, people that play like season mode, for example, franchise mode, and they want to get into a gameplay or get into an actual game, or they're playing what's that called? Be a pro. And they want all of their shifts to feel realistic. Well, it has to be a thing where, you know, the AI CPU or the CPU is doing like, play setups, right? They're not just going into the zone and shooting the puck, which I don't even think is a big is a big thing. Like I think in real life people could just do that. You could just shoot at the net. We see that all the time when there's an open net in the last minute of a game. In real life, people are shooting at the net, and more often than not, they hit the target, right? So the thing is, when there's a goalie in the net, we know that you have to have strategies because goalies are so good. You got to get them out of position. You got to get them moving right to left. You got to get them going into the butterfly, coming out of the butterfly. You really got to get the goalie moving. You got to get bodies in front of the net. And there's all of these aspects that create systems, offensive systems, and strategies, which we're not really seeing in EA. And as you can see there, 2 minutes and 20 seconds to 45 seconds in a 20-minute period. So basically, that's 20 minutes. Of the 20 minutes, Toronto was in the zone for 45 minutes, 45 seconds, sorry, and was able to still get 9 shots. So I don't know what that works up to shot per second, but that's super high. Um, so yeah, not the greatest, aspect of the game. I was thinking by now, they would have had some type of slider for offline modes. Again, I want to reiterate, I totally understand like online, hut, more archaic. Is that the arcadey, archaish? Well, I don't know. Anyways, but for those kind of modes where it has to be more arcade like, I don't know why the appropriate word is not coming to me right now, but you guys know what I mean. Anyways, for those modes, I totally understand you have to have a less sim feel to the game. But for online modes, I mean, at least give the people the opportunity to create their own experience, right? If you're doing anything online, I mean, it doesn't affect anyone else. You could play with things. You could, set the sliders to your own liking. But yeah, just an idea for EA in case they watch this somehow. Okay, so you're gonna see some examples here of because right now it's the CPU against CPU, and you're gonna see some examples here where they're just gonna walk into the zone, and they're gonna get to the middle of the ice and just shoot the puck at the net, right? And sometimes when you're playing these 20-minute periods, it doesn't tell the full story. You think that they strategized and were able to get 20 shots off. You see what I mean? They just go into the slot and shoot the puck. Sometimes they'll even slap that thing from the slot, right? And then there's also the aspect that the defensive AI is lackluster. It's a lot better this year, in my opinion, but it's still not aggressive enough and not intentional and not deliberate enough. I think that could definitely help. I mean, if they just fix that, that would help in terms of shot totals, getting more realistic stats at the end of the game. But there also has to be a refined offensive approach, I find. There's no real tactic unless you're playing against a natural human, unless you're playing, what's that thing, 6v6. Unless you're playing that. Now, if you go and watch, while I'm on the topic of 6v6, right, on EA, SHL, the ones where it's just pure people, pure humans playing. If you watch those games, it's perfect. Well, the ones that are good, that's exactly how the AI should be playing. It seems like they're all of the same mind. They're trying to defend. You got to work the perimeter and look for holes to get into the slots or into the good scoring chances, and you're just not seeing that, you know, in offline modes when you're just playing against the CPU. And I think if you're going to have offline modes, you got to make it worthwhile. Some people buy the game, some people play the game to play offline and they don't play online, right? So I just think small little tweaks to the AI will help tremendously. But as you can see here, the shots are starting to pile up very early compared to the rate it was at in the first period when I was playing. And as you could see, yeah, they're just trying to skate into the slot and shoot the puck. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what we're doing here. I don't know why we skipped to this. I think we're skipping to the end of the period so we could actually see the shot totals. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So as you can see now, the shot totals here after the CPU took over the game, we're going to see the shot totals and you're going to see the difference. So only an extra minute added on of time on attack and an extra minute for Toronto. So it shows that they don't really set up plays like a human would, and 16 to 14 the shots. I mean, that's intense. It's realistic still. You still see that in real life, but I don't know. It's just not where it needs to be from a gameplay aspect.